So you want to be financially independent. Well, you can't be doing what everybody else is doing if you want to be independent. That's the very nature of independence, is that you're doing your own thing, that you're living life on your terms under the direction of your own choices. And so one of the things that I find interesting is that so many people want to do what everybody else is doing, want to keep up with the Joneses. They want to, they see their neighbor buy a big boat, so they got to buy a big boat too. Well, that's not independence. That's deep, I don't know what it is, but it's not independence. You're conforming to what everything's happening. It's called social indifference. And the key to financial independence is, one of the first things you have to do is you have to free up your cash flow. You have to get really good at understanding where your money's going. You have to understand how much is coming in and how much is going out. I did a video recently on how to free up several $100s a month in your personal cash flow. And I think that you can do that. There's money leaking out of your bank account right now that you could find and redirect to more productive places. One of the things that I find so often when I talk with my clients is that they have no idea where their money's going. As a matter of fact, I was meeting with a gentleman just the other day, and one of the funny things is that he had no idea where his money was going. He had no idea how much was coming in, how much was going out. In fact, he thought he had more money going out than what was coming in, and he was really freaking out. And he was like, Paris, what do I do? I can't pay my bills. I have all these late fees. What's happening? So I literally took him through the practice that I did in that video that I shared a minute ago in the tag here, where I went through and we talked about all of his sources of income. And then we went through all of his expenses. And we made sure that all of his expenses made sense. And we went through every dollar that he was going through. It took us a little while, but it was worth it. At the end of it, I showed him that he had several $100s a month left over, like money left over after he spent all his bills. And he said, Paris, I had no idea I had that much left over. Where's it all going? I said, here's the key. Here's the key. We got to figure out where it's going, because you're supposedly, according to your bills and according to your income, you're supposed to have several $100s a month left over. How many of you have felt that very same way as you do your own bills? You're like, you think you're supposed to have a bunch of money left over, or you don't feel like you have any money left over, but then you do the numbers and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm supposed to have X number of dollars left. I'm supposed to have $400, $500, $600 left over, but where did it go? I don't see it. I don't know where it is. And so one of the things that I think is critical to understand is the flow of cash. Most people, and I'll put a thing up here, but most people, when they receive income, they spend it, they borrow, and then they spend some more. And then maybe if there's anything left, they'll save it. Well, the proper cash flow, or the proper flow of cash in your life, should be you make the money, you pay yourself first or save some, and then you invest, then you pay all your bills, and then you invest some if you have any left over. But one of the things that I think that most people forget about, and this is something that I find so often, all too often actually, is that people save more money than they should, and they invest more money than they should. So what does that mean? Some people save so much money and they don't get it in the market to earn a real good rate of return. And that's a tragedy. I've literally sat down with people and I'm like looking at, they have tens of thousands of dollars in a bank account, in a savings account at a bank, earning less than 1%. Like, what are you doing with that money? Like, well, I don't know, it's for I'm saving it, I'm investing it for my future. No, you're not. You're saving it, and that's not investing. Investing and saving are different. And then I've had several people that they invest too much. I said, okay, they got tens of thousands. They're options trading, they're day trading, they're looking at dividend stocks, they're looking at all these things. I'm like, okay, how much money do you have in savings in case of an emergency? Well, what are you talking about? All my money's investing. That's wrong too. You have to have a buffer. You have to have a strong savings account for when those emergencies hit. I mean, I literally just had a bunch of medical bills that I had to spend, and we paid for it because I have money in savings. I didn't have to pull from my investments. I used my savings for that. So you have to define where your money's going. You have to allocate what's happening with your money, and you have to be in charge of your own money. If you're not intentional with your money, you're going to give it to someone who is. And so as a coach, what I want to help you do is I want to find out what your goals and dreams are, and then I want to help you accomplish those goals and dreams by helping you be accountable, and also helping you actually implement a plan that's suited to you and your financial situation. So one of the things that I say, after you've gone through and you've figured out how much money you have left over or should have left over, the very next thing to do is start to build your savings. Build that cushion, build an emergency fund, build sinking funds. The emergency fund is critical. If something happens to you tomorrow, you need to have money to pay for it. If something happens, if your car breaks down, or if you have a medical expense or a medical bill, or you lose your job, you're going to need to have money set aside for that. The next thing is what are you looking to buy in the near future? What are some things that you want? Like this year, obviously, one of the big things we all should save for is Christmas. We should also, if you celebrate it, we should save for birthdays. We should save for car repairs. We should save for home repairs if we own a home. We should save up for things like vacations. Do you have a vacation planned? Do you have a fund for your vacation? Or do you just spend and hope that there's money there, or spend it on a credit card and then hope that you have an income when you get back from your vacation and you weren't laid go or laid off or some other issue that's happened? We should stop the buy now, pay later cycle. People buy now hoping that they're going to have an income in the future when they may not. So my suggestion, what I do with my coaching, is I tell people, look, let's save first. If you have extra money, put it in a savings account. A couple things happen when you do that. Number one, you actually end up not spending as much money because you don't have that shiny object syndrome problem that comes. You actually end up earning interest for 3 or 4 months until you've got enough money to buy the thing, and you actually end up, you have a little extra money because you earned interest if you're putting it in a high yield savings account. The other thing it does is it disciplines you. It disciplines you to have an understanding, a real clear understanding of delayed gratification. There's nothing more important than realizing that you need to buy things with money you already have. It's not just about spending money. It's about a discipline. It's about a lifestyle. It's about habits. It's about the person you're becoming. If you want to become a truly financially independent person, then you need to be able to, build wealth and have the ability to have savings and know that I promise you, the stress that comes from not having savings, the stress that comes from not having your money properly organized, is so much greater than when it is. I mean, you're still going to have stress, don't get me wrong. But one of the things that I highly recommend you do is get yourself organized. Get your income solid, know what it is, live within your means, discipline your spending, then understand how to build strong savings. Once your savings accounts are full, now it's time to start investing. Now it's time to start building something. Learn to live within your means and then grow your means. There's a lot of people right now that are struggling financially. You might be one of them. You probably know somebody who is, if you're not. And it's important for us to really help each other because the stress that's coming, the things that are happening around money right now are incredible. And we need to help each other build proper systems, put proper systems in place so that we can get where we need to go and become financially independent. And financial independence is more about who you become than it is about a dollar amount. Because you can be rich and have a ton of money sitting there and just blow it on a bunch of dumb stuff. Or you can actually be wise and frugal and quiet with your money. Build money that says, I don't need to do that because I have enough money to handle it. You build savings and it will give you confidence, it will give you clarity, it will give you consistency, it will give you calm and peace. Building strong savings accounts, that's the way to go. That's the flex. Having a fast car and big yachts and big huge house, yeah, that's nice, but you know what? Having a fat bank account, having a massive bank account, just tons of money in savings, that's the flex. That's the flex I'm looking forward to. If you missed the last video that I produced where I talk about how to really dial in your spending and really get clear on how much money you have coming in and coming out and going out, and really get clear on how much positive cash flow you can actually create, you're going to want to watch that video here. Until the next one, make sure you do all that you can to turn your income into wealth and build a massive bank account. See you on the next one.